Where's Maybeck?
The two girls didn't answer right away. They seemed shocked to see him and Philby so wet and so pale.
We don't know.
Charlene sounded frightened.
The sun! Did you try the glasses?
Y, I, and R. 3 letters. They look painted. Added on later.
Same with us. F, M, and E. We're definitely on to something.
Where is Maybeck?
We got to the ride and he had something he had to check out. We told him we had to stick together, but he blew us off.
And he hasn't come back.
Hasn't come back?
Philby finally realized they had a serious problem on their hands.
And this was, like, half an hour ago.
He kept checking his watch. He was nervous about something, like he was eager to get back.
Oh no. The button.
If Maybeck had taken the button from the apartment with him to the other side, he could leave them all stranded inside the Magic Kingdom until he returned. No one knew if the button would cross over or stay behind, but they didn't want to wait to find out. The four took off at a run. They approached the castle with caution. It seemed a likely location for security guards. At night, light streamed up onto its stone exterior, the towering spires pointing like fingers into the dark sky. Crouched behind some thick bushes just off the ramp that led up to the castle, the kids waited, listening intently and looking in all directions. Charlene nudged Philby, who nudged Finn. A pair of pirates, figures from Pirates of the Caribbean, not humans, lurked in shadow just inside the castle's first arch, waiting. Their mechanical eyes never blinked.
I know those two. They were part of the group that attacked me.
You're right. I was there too.
You think they're waiting for us?
No. How could they know?
Finn cut himself off.
Maybeck, you don't think...
Maybeck is not an overtaker.
He could be a spy.
No way. If they're waiting for us, it means Maybeck's in trouble.
He's been caught!
A chill passed through Finn. He waited a moment to see if it lingered, in case it meant that the witch was nearby. The feeling passed.
Didn't Wayne say something about...
Secret way into the castle. Yes, he did. And he also said if you took a wrong step in Escher's Keep, you'd end up in the moat. But he never showed us any secret doors.
I know where one is.
What?
VMK. I was in this room and I heard these two guys talking about counting stones. Castle stones. I'm positive that was it. I had no idea what they meant, but it could be a secret door, away inside.
How many stones and from where? We've got to hurry. Maybeck may need us.
I don't remember. But the point is, there must be a stone you push to get inside.
But that's in a computer game. This is real life.
Charlene protested, sweeping one arm across the scene. They all looked at her, glowing, transparent arm.
Or sort of.
The game is part of real life.
Follow me.
Together, the four DHIs crept on their stomachs up to the wall of the castle, where they now were out of sight from the waiting pirates.
Spread out. Push every stone you can reach.
They formed a long line, wrapping around the side of the castle, their back to Tomorrowland, where the manicured lawn spilled toward the moat. Finn pushed up against the cool stone bricks. He stared at knee height and pushed against every stone he could. Then he moved an arm's length toward Charlene, immediately to his right, and started again. A few minutes into this process, Willa called out.
Got it!
Finn and the others hurried over. A door had opened in the wall of the castle. It was pitch black inside.
Always trust computer games.
With no one stepping up, Finn took the lead. The chilly corridor smelled damp and old. Philby entered last.
Wait up! We've got to shut this thing.
Willa turned to help him. She found an iron handle sticking out of the wall. She pushed and couldn't move it, then leaned her weight onto it and rotated the floor. The stone door made a sound like fingernails on a blackboard as it closed. Finn was still very wet from his ordeal at Splash Mountain. His soaked clothes made him very cold now. He felt his way along the cool rock, tripped when he reached some stairs, and warned the others in a dry whisper to look out. Together they climbed the stairs, at the top of which Finn encountered a dead end. It was a stone wall that didn't budge when he leaned against it. Charlene found an iron handle, just like the one Willa had found at the other end. The two girls leaned against it, and the wall in front of Finn moved open a crack. He and Philby pushed it further open.
The throne.
Finn recognized where this door led. They stepped into the throne room in the waiting area for Cinderella's royal table. There were tapestries and flags on the wall. The throne was attached to the hidden door, so that when the door had opened, the throne had moved with it. As a team, they pushed the door back, but not before Philby had taken a moment to find a hidden switch, a wooden knob tucked away on the back of the throne itself. When this knob was moved, the door tripped open. They tried it once the door was back in place, and sure enough, it came open for them, offering them a way out if needed. Minutes later, the three others followed Finn up Eshire's keep. He had carefully memorized the way, but took his time, knowing one false step could...
There they be.
A gruff voice came from behind and down below. Finn and the others turned to see the same two audio animatronic pirates standing at the base of Eshire's keep. They appeared to be overwhelmed by the complication of the stairways, ladders, and platforms, all which were interconnected in improbable ways. One pirate was dressed in a blue coat, the other red. The one in red pulled out his knife and pointed up the stairs.
Hurry!
The sound of clunky mechanical legs echoed up the first stairway.
We can't hurry. We make a mistake and we end up in the moat, and that would mean security guards.
The pirates continued to climb.
Besides, they won't figure it out.
But to his amazement, the two pirates made a lucky guess at the first platform and found the correct stairway. At the top, the red pirate turned left, but the blue one grabbed him by his shoulder and stopped him. They were frighteningly close to the kids now, only one stairway behind. Finn remembered how to get onto the upside-down mirror stairs. He stepped on the correct tiles and then tested the stairway with his right foot. It was solid. He climbed. The others followed. As they came out the end of a short tunnel, their images appeared upside down to the pirates below.
Avast!
He and the blue pirate hurried up the set of stairs in front of them. Charlene charged past Finn, clearly afraid. But Philby, Willa, and Finn watched from their inverted positions as the two pirates reached the next landing and tried to decide on a course. They argued between themselves.
You wouldn't know east the sun was rising.
No? When was the last time you knew fire from aft?
They stepped up onto a set of stairs, seemingly proud of their choice, and promptly vanished from sight. Amid a roar of rough-sounding words, a moment later, two splashes.
And that would be the moat.
A few minutes later, the four kids rode the night sky elevator to the apartment together. To their confusion, they found the remote button on the coffee table, exactly where Finn had left it.
Either he came here and sent himself back, leaving us the remote, or
He never left here in the first place.
That might explain the pirates.
Willa still wondered if Maybeck was somehow a spy.
or it might tell us he's been caught.
What about the teepee? Didn't we say if we didn't meet here, we'd meet there?
Yes, we did. You're right.
I don't love the idea of going back the way we came. Those clowns could return.
Finn moved over to the silver Mickey plate on the wall by the window.
Wayne used the express lane.
I'm not going first on that thing.
Then I will.
The floor fell out from under him, and he slid in his damp clothes down a twisting, steep exit tube. It was the best tube he'd ever ridden, including every water park he'd ever been to. It leveled off near the bottom, slowing him down, and he popped through a pair of doors and landed on a patch of grass in a shadowy nook outside the castle walls. He rolled out of the way and waited. A moment later, Willa came through, then Charlene, and finally, Philby. Together, they made their way towards Frontierland and the teepee, staying in the shadow and hiding often. They called for Maybeck inside the teepee, no answer. Then at Philby's urging, they climbed inside to get out of sight.
We have to find him before we go back.
But it's late. We have to get back. Listen, he's the one who took off. He broke the rules. Why should we be the ones punished?
And what if it was you left behind?
The park suddenly seemed unusually quiet. It felt to Finn as if there were 1,000 ears trained in their direction. A rustle came from the bushes just on the other side of the teepee wall. They heard footsteps. Someone circling the teepee.
I know you're in there.
Finn could hear her in his head.
Missing something, are we? What a shame you didn't listen and obey. I told you to stay away from here. Nasty children. Nasty little children.
The shadow bent. Her oddly beautiful green face appeared in the open doorway. Charlene screamed, jumped up, and fled the teepee, suddenly visible. She surprised the witch, who reeled back instinctively. Maleficent lunged at Charlene with her skinny arms and bony fingers, but Charlene was too fast for her. Maleficent got only a piece of the girl's black t-shirt. The shirt stretched, and Charlene was nearly pulled off her feet. But the shirt tore at the last second, leaving a scrap of cloth in Maleficent's green hand. Willa fled right behind Charlene. The witch missed her entirely. Finn saw that Maleficent's eyes were eerily bright. She had surprisingly pretty high cheekbones with a high forehead, black hair, and a strong chin. She wore a strange headdress like two twisting horns that rose from the hood of her cape. Her inquisitive face explored the empty teepee.
Why can't I see you? You poor, simple fools. Have you got magic of your own? Do you?
Never taking her eyes off the inside of the teepee, she crouched. Her twisted green fingers with red nails couldn't keep still. She scooped up a fist of sandy dirt from just outside the doorway. Finn kept in shadow, remaining invisible. He moved carefully and quietly toward the door.
Now, Finn Whitman. Now, Finn Whitman. You shall deal with me.
The witch cast an arc of sand inside. Briefly, a ghostly image of Philby's left side appeared as the sand stuck to him. A clever witch at that, Finn thought. Philby brushed off most of the sand, but not all. His ghostly image remained. Maleficent stepped over the tip and into the teepee, heading right for Philby. Finn jumped forward and shoved her to the dirt. It felt like he rammed into a wall of ice.
Run!
Philby jumped over the witch's legs and sprang out of the teepee. He landed in the dirt, rolled, and came to his feet. Finn also tripped over the lip of the teepee's door. He too went down face first into the dirt. As Finn came to his feet, a crow flew from the teepee. The bird dove for Finn, its talons like dinner forks. Finn blocked the attack with his forearm and was off at a run. The crow shrieked, rose high, circled once, and dove again, a flutter of feathers. Finn ran hard and fast, thinking, she will not scare me. She will not scare me. The bird dove again, this time striking the back of Finn's head, its talons scratching his scalp. Finn headed for the shore. He hit the water in a racer's dive, knowing the crow couldn't follow. But the crow tucked its wings, lowered its head, and dove for the water's black surface. Finn heard a big splash and the silence behind him. Charlene, Philby, and Willa, already in the water, swam to shore and clambered up onto the bank and quickly out of sight. Finn realized the bird, the witch, had gone into the water, but had never come out. At that very moment, he felt something wrap around his ankle. Slimy and cold, it dragged him under. A giant black eel. It climbed up Finn's body, wrapped around his middle, and squeezed. And squeezed. Finn tore at it with his hands, but it was like trying to grab a giant slithering bar of soap. He felt the wind being choked out of him. He couldn't breathe. He was losing consciousness. Finn heard a loud whine, like an engine. The eel's grip slackened, just enough to allow Finn to take a breath. Above him, Finn saw Philby in one of the jungle boats. Philby held the boat's outboard motor tilted just above the water, its spinning propeller aimed at the eel. As the propeller was just about to cut the eel like a meat grinder, the beast released its hold of Finn and slithered back under the dark water. Finn pulled himself from the water as Philby ran the boat up on shore.
We've gotta go, right now. We've got to get back to the apartment and get out of here.
Maybeck.
We can't wait.
That's what I've been telling you!
I hate leaving him behind.
We all do. But they know we're here. We've got to leave.
Finn hardly heard any of this. He was not thinking of the water, nor the crow, nor the eel. He was, instead, thinking only this one thing, over and over. She knew my name. She knew my name.